Have you ever wondered, is there more to life than what we have made it to be? Are we living life to its full potential? Shouldn't this be an expectation rather than a dream? At times, our thoughts become our worst enemy from achieving our greatest potential. We have a course which empowers you to succeed in all facets of life, no matter who you are and where you want to be. We have the tools that will help you develop the essential skills to live more this 2021, where we equip you to translate the Quran anywhere. Be coached with the guidance of Allah speaking directly to you. Study with us and experience a family that desires you to succeed. Imagine what you can achieve with Allah by your side.
بحسنه حيانا نور الهدى وفانا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Imam's Corner. Inshallah, today in this lesson we will be studying Surah An-Naba from verse number 29. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وكل شيء أحصيناه كتابا. Translation: and all things we have recorded in a book. Sadaqallahul Azim. My noble viewers, in the previous lesson we made mention that in the previous two foregoing verses Allah Almighty pinpointed the two reasons why people will be punished in the fire. The first reason was إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا لَا يَرْجُونَ حِسَابًا, that these people did not believe in the day of reckoning. And number two, وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا كِذَّابًا, they used to deny, reject evidences, proofs, and revelation. Because of these two evil traits, people will fail on the other side and will be punished. Now, Allah Almighty in this present verse that we are going to discuss makes mention that whatever a person is to say or to do, in private or in public, in daylight or in the darkness of the night, it is going to be recorded. And all this information is going to be disclosed on the day of judgment. And a person will have to face all that he has done. So the main deep message of this verse is, do not think at any given time, at any time, that whatever I am saying or doing is going to escape, or it is not going to be registered in that book. Be mindful when using this machine. Whenever speaking, be mindful. Whenever committing to any work, be mindful. All the doors of the makhluk may be closed and no one may know about it from the creation of Allah Almighty. But the door of Allah is always open and Allah is all watching. One of the attributive names of Allah Almighty is that He is Basir. He is all watching. Now, I made mention in the previous lesson that we're going to make mention of the system, the security system that Allah Almighty has made and then placed around us. So whatever we say and do is recorded. And I want my noble viewers to listen to this carefully, attentively, and then try to think about what Allah Almighty has arranged and what Allah Almighty has made that surrounds us. And inshallah, it will help each one of us to say the right thing and to do the right thing. So we're going to make mention of the first member of the security system. The first member of the security system. And that is makan. Allah Almighty says in Surah 99, verse number 4 and 5, يَوْمَئِذٍ تُحَدِّثُ أَخْبَارَهَا بِأَنَّ رَبَّكَ أَوْحَى لَهَا. The translation more or less is, that day it will declare its information because your Lord has inspired it. As we have made mention in the previous lesson, wherever we may be, there is a piece of land on which we are standing. We may think that the land is not watching us. But according to these two verses in the glorious Quran, we get a deeper understanding of the makhluk that is around us. And we get a complete understanding of the members of the security system. And one very integral part of that security system is the makan, it is the land. So we're going to be standing on a piece of land. We may think that no one is watching from the makhluk of Allah Almighty, but this one makhluk is recording everything that we are saying and doing. And how will the earth, the makan, the space, the spot speak on the day of judgment? In verse number 5, Allah Almighty says, بِأَنَّ رَبَّكَ أَوْحَى لَهَا. Allah will inspire it. Allah will order it. And then that makan will speak out. And that's why we made mention that whenever we do wrong at one spot, we should go to the same spot and do good as well. So that spot on the day of judgment is a witness against us, but at the same time it is a witness for us. And we may mention that when a person prays, he moves after praying one prayer to another spot. And the reason behind it is every spot is going to be a witness to the good deeds that you have done. So let's say people go to the masjid, try to find new spots in the masjid. So on the day of judgment, the entire mosque is a witness that you made sajda upon it. The entire mosque will stand on the day of judgment. My dear sisters that pray at home, indeed if you have one room that is designated for the prayer, keep moving in that room. So the entire room stands on the day of judgment as a witness. So this is the first mighty witness known as makan. And that's why we understand that the earth, the makan, the ard, the land on which we walk, it recognizes us. The ahadith mubarakah indicate that our grave calls us each day. And basically the grave says that if you have befriended Allah Almighty, when you enter into me, I will take care of you. I will give you comfort. But if you have rejected the day of reckoning, you have not prepared and you have denied the revelation, then when you enter in me, I will not be a home of comfort. I will be a home of pain. How does the makan make that statement? It makes that statement because it has the understanding. Allah has given it the understanding. It recognizes what is right by the Creator and what is wrong by the Creator. Number 2, the second member of the security system is zaman. It is time. whatever we are going to do, it is going to be in time. Of course, we have divided time into three components: Madi, Hal and Mustaqbil, past, present and future. But whatever we are going to do, our entire life is in the bubble of time. We can't escape time. And it has been made mention that time by itself is a witness. Time by itself is a witness. One person may say that I won't stand on the land. I will stand in the atmosphere. I won't touch dry land and I will do bad. So according to the verses of the Quran, يَوْمَئِذٍ تُحَدِّثُ أَخْبَارَهَا بِأَنَّ رَبَّكَ أَوْحَى لَهَا, I will get away with it. That crime should not be registered because the land was not used when I was committing that crime. So let's go to the second member. The second member is time. And we cannot escape time. And that's why it has been said, Yunadi, Kulla yawmin yawmun jadid. The time, the day, the night makes a proclamation, makes an announcement that I am a new day. So when the sun starts its journey in the early morning and it starts to rise, announcing that the day has started, the day makes an announcement that I am a yawmun jadid, I am a new day. وَأَنَا فِي مَا تَعْمَلْ فِيَّ شَهِيدٌ. And whatever you are to do in this day is being recorded by me. So this is a very mighty member of the Security Council, the security guard. We cannot escape it. Now let's go to the third member of the Security Council. This member is a double-edged sword. And we need to be very, very careful how we use this member of the security guard, because it's going to turn against us. If I knew that I have a person that I am closely attached to, and I know with absolute certainty, because he has said it, that he's going to turn against me in the future. Let's say I have a friend, hypothetically I have a friend, and somehow I came to know what is going to happen in the future. The future unfolded in front of me. What is going to happen in the next 10 years? And I could see that this friend was going to leak all my secrets. And he's going to turn very, very nasty. He's going to be very sinister. What would I do? Right now, I will be very, very careful around him. Because I know what he's going to do after 10 years. I won't share secrets with him. I will have a certain distance. And I will be mindful how I work around him. How I react to him. Keep this in mind. Keep this in mind what I have just shared with you. Number 3 is the tongue. So in Surah number 24, Surah Nur, verse number 24. What does Allah Almighty say? يَوْمَ تَشْهَدُ عَلَيْهِمْ أَلْسِنَتَهُمْ. On the day of reckoning, the tongue is going to be a witness. Nowadays, the tongue is in our control by the will of Allah Almighty. We can use it for sidq, for truthfulness, and we can use it for kidhb, for lying, for speaking false. But on that day, when a person will stand in front of Allah Almighty, the tongue will not be able to speak a lie. And the tongue will speak the truth. Now we know that this tongue is going to turn against us. We know that this tongue, this lisan, this articulator is going to turn against us. Isn't it wise right now that we be very careful around it? Yes, We are in power right now and we have control over it, but we're going to lose that control. So whilst we have power over the articulator, over the lisan and the tongue, try to use it in a good manner. And that's why it has been said, Jirmuhu saghir wa jurmuhu kabir. The size of the tongue is so small. It is smaller than a hand. It's smaller than my feet in size. Wa jurmuhu kabir. But the crime that it commits is very, very big. And that's why by the right usage of the tongue, the lisan, a person enters Jannah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, he goes into Jannah. And by the wrong usage of the tongue, a person may be thrown into the fire of hell. When he says, I don't believe in La ilaha illallah, I don't believe in Muhammad Rasulullah. So the tongue is the third member of the Security Council. So we need to be very, very mindful. Number four are different body parts of the human body. Indeed, I separated the tongue from the entire body. Reason being is that the entire body recognizes the significance of the tongue. And that's why in the hadith of Tirmizi, it has been made mention that early morning, the entire body, excluding the tongue, humbles itself in front of the tongue. Knowing that this tongue is so significant in upholding the laws of Allah Almighty, in doing the right thing. Because if it commits to immorality, the entire body has to follow. And if it commits to spirituality and to good works, to righteousness, the entire body will follow. And that's why the body, after recognizing the status of the tongue, humbles itself in front of the tongue. So we're going to speak about the entire body, excluding the tongue. The tongue is the third member of the Security Council. Number 4, Allah Almighty says in Surah Yasin, Surah number 36, verse number 65, Al-yawma nakhtimu ala afwahihim wa tukallimuna aydihim wa tashhadu arjuluhum bima kanu yaksibun. Ajib. That on the day of judgment, the day we shall seal up their mouths, so a person cannot lie. Now I just made mention a few moments ago that we are not allowed to lie on the day of judgment. But keep in mind there are different junctions on the day of judgment. There are different stations on the day of judgment. At certain stations, a person will use the tongue for false, like he used to use the tongue for false in this world. And that's why it has been made mention that he will say that I did not commit shirk. وَمَا كُنَّا مُشْرِكِينَ, I am not a mushrik. But in reality he is a mushrik. But the more he moves on the day of judgment through the different stations and junctions, the more he will lose the ability to use the tongue to speak falsehood. So Allah Almighty says the time is going to come on that day where the mouth will be sealed. And the hands, number 1, their hands will speak to us. These hands will speak. Think about it. How many people have we wronged with these hands? How many people we have wronged with these hands? Myself and my dear viewers. These hands will somehow be inspired by Allah Almighty, awhalaha, inspired by Allah Almighty to speak the truth. The hands, the fingers, the palm will speak out and say, this is what he did. And number 2, وَتَشْهَدُ أَرْجُلُهُمْ. And then Allah Almighty says, and their legs will bear witness to what they used to earn. Even the feet that carries the entire body, the legs that carry the entire body, they will speak as well. But let me draw your attention to another verse that will give you a greater appreciation of the airtight system that Allah Almighty has established for recording all that we say and all that we do. And this is a verse from Surah Fussilat, Surah number 41, verse number 21. وَقَالُوا لِجُلُودِهِمْ لِمَ شَهِدْتُمْ عَلَيْنَا قَالُوا أَنْتَقَنَا اللَّهُ الَّذِي أَنْتَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ وَهُوَ خَلَقَكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. Listen to the translation carefully. And they will say, meaning those people will say to their skin, to the jild, to the skin, why did you testify against us? The skin, why did you testify against us? They will say, Allah has caused us to speak. Allah has caused us to speak, and He created you. خَلَقَكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ, the first time, and to Him you have to return. Allahu Akbar. So think about it. We spoke about the tongue, we spoke about the hands, we spoke about the feet. But then Allah Almighty in Surah Fussilat makes mention of the skin, and the skin covers the entire body, from top to bottom, from side to side. From the tip of our toe to the top of our head, the skin has covered our body. And this skin, if there is a crime that is committed with something other than the tongue and the hand and the legs, then the skin will be summoned and the skin will speak. If a person has committed with his chest, with his shoulders, with his neck, he has committed a crime, then the skin will speak. So there is no wrongdoing or good doing that will not be registered in our book of deed. And this is the fourth security member of the Security Council. The next member of the Security Council, and I'm using this word so it registers with us, we remember it for a long time, are the two angels that are very, very well known to the Muslim community. And they are known as Kiraman Katibin. Allah Almighty explicitly speaks about them in Surah Infitar, Surah number 82, verse number 10, 11 and 12. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكُمْ لَحَافِظِينَ كِرَامًا كَاتِبِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ مَا تَفْعَلُونَ. Translation more or less is, but verily over you are angels to watch you. Honorable, writing down, they know all that you do. And it has been said that there is a change of guard every morning, every evening. There's a change of guard every morning, every evening. So the two angels that are sitting on my shoulders right now, and the two angels that are sitting on your shoulders, they have been there since Fajr. And they're going to remain there until Asr. And as we know that they don't sleep, they don't eat, they don't drink. They don't have desires and needs like us. So they don't switch off. They are continuously switched on. And they're very close to us. Indeed, we have come to know that the angel on the right shoulder, the Yameen, is deputed to record all the good that we do and say. And the angel on the Shimal, on the left, is deputed to record everything bad that we say and do. I made mention, I believe, in a previous lesson, that the intention that a person makes, as he does not give words to his intention, intention is something that is secret between him and Allah. So how would the angels know what kind of intention he has made? So the scholars have said, if he makes a good intention, there will be a fragrance, there will be a nice smell that will come from that human being. And if there is a rotten intention, a evil intention, then there will be a stench. The mercy of Allah Almighty is such that between both these angels, the angel that is on the right shoulder is the Amir. He's the chief. He is the chief between both. So what does that mean? It means that when a person does good, he does not consult with the angel on the left shoulder. He immediately puts it in our book because he is the Amir. He does not have to consult with the angel on the left. So whenever you say something or do something that is good, that is righteous, the angel on the right, without any hesitation, without procrastinating, without delaying, he will write it in our book. So it is recorded. But whenever we do something or say something that is wrong, the angel on the left has to consult with the angel on the right. He will say the person has said wrong. The person has done wrong. So I'm going to write this in the book. Is it okay? Angel on the right will say not yet, because he may repent. He may repent. And if he repents, then you have to erase it. So just wait. So they give him time to repent. If the person doesn't repent, then the angel on the left consults with the angel on the right the second time and he says, he has not repented, can I write it down? And the angel on the right, who's the Amir, he will say, not yet, he may repent. Then the person doesn't repent. Then the angel on the left will consult with the angel on the right and he will say, can I write it now? Then he will be allowed to write it down, but it is not permanent in the book. It will only become permanent, a permanent writing in his book, if he does not repent before death. But once he dies, he doesn't make tawbah, it is permanently printed in his book. And this is the mercy of Allah Almighty. And that's why one of the great formulas of success is that whenever there is an opportunity to do good, do it. لا تحقرن من المعروف شيئا. Do not consider any good deed to be insignificant. Immediately do it. And if we falter, if we make a mistake, immediately repent. Don't wait. If I am drinking tea and somehow the tea or the cup slips from my hands and the tea spills on my shirt, on my jubbah, I shouldn't wait for tomorrow to wash it. Why? Because the stain becomes stronger. The stain becomes stronger. But if I go immediately now, and I wash it with water, without using soap, it will remove the stain. But if I don't address it straight away and allow it to dry, then water alone will not be sufficient. And that's what Allah Almighty wants from us. And that's why there's an arrangement, that kind of arrangement between the two kiram and katibin, that whenever we do wrong, and we are going to make mistakes, you and me are going to make mistakes, sometimes by the tongue and sometimes by any other body part, we're going to make mistakes. Sometimes we're going to break the haqqoq of Allah, and sometimes we're going to break the haqqoq of the ibad, the makhluk of Allah Almighty. But what does it take to recognize that we have made a mistake and say to Allah Almighty, oh Allah, forgive me, or to the fellow being, to our mother, to our father, to our wife, to our husband, to our children, to our parents, say, forgive us. It doesn't take much. And if we can follow this practice, whenever there is good opportunity to do good, we do the good. And whenever there is a slip in our life, we try to stand up immediately. We don't remain on the ground. Another example that just came to my mind, let's say there was a banana peel and I was walking and I fell to the ground. I slipped on the banana peel and I fell on the ground. Will I remain on the ground? No, I will stand up and I will clean my clothes and I'll start moving on. This is what tawbah is. This is what tawbah is. We slip, there was a banana peel of temptation, of haram. It was very attractive. I put my foot on it deliberately, intentionally or unintentionally, but I slipped. But I stand up, and whatever I have gathered from the particles of dust on my clothes, on my attire of Iman, I brush it off. And if I do it immediately, it doesn't take much and I move on. So this is the fourth member of the Security Council. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكُمْ لَحَافِظِينَ كِرَامًا كَاتِبِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ مَا تَفْعَلُونَ. Number 6. Number 6 is our book, Diwan, our register. The register is going to be used by the Kiraman Katibin, in which all that we say and do is recorded. Indeed, I have made mention in the past that Lawh Mahfuz is one book, the preserved tablets, in which Allah Almighty has ordered the qalam before you and me came in this world to write down everything that was to happen in this world. So that is one register. That is the main book in which everything has been recorded. But then Allah Almighty has given the Kiraman Katibin a book in which they write down everything that we say or do. So I'm going to recite a verse that will give us an understanding regarding that book. And this is a verse from Surah Isra. And it is verse number 70, Surah number 17, verse number 14. Iqra kitabak kafa bi nafsika al-yawma alayka hasiba. And the translation more or less is, read your book. Read your book. Allah is going to say to you and me, read your book. You yourself are sufficient as a reckoner against you this day. We have run out of time. We're going to speak about different members of the Security Council next week. A recap of what we have studied today in our lesson. We made mention that there is a very airtight system that Allah Almighty has made that surrounds us, that records everything that we say and do. The first is makan, the space on which we do good or bad. The makan, the ard, the land. As a reference, we made mention of Surah Zilzal, Surah number 99, verse number 4 and 5. يَوْمَئِذٍ تُحَدِّثُ أَخْبَارَهَا بِأَنَّ رَبَّكَ أَوْحَى لَهَا. The second member is zaman, it is time. And I made mention that one person, he may say that I didn't stand on the ground and I committed a crime in air. So Allah Almighty says, or the second security member is zaman, it is time. So whatever we're going to do or say, it is going to be in time. And that's why every morning, Yawmun Jadid, every new morning, the day makes an announcement that I am a witness to whatever you're going to say. And number 3 is lisan. It is the tongue. And I made mention, jirmuhu saghir wa jurmuhu kabir, that the size of the tongue is very small, but the crime that it can commit is massive, it is tremendous. And that's why in Surah number 24, verse number 24, يَوْمَ تَشْهَدُ عَلَيْهِمْ أَلْسِنَتَهُمْ. Allah Almighty says that the tongue will be a witness. And I gave you example, and Allah Almighty allow us to contemplate over this example, that if I was told that in 10 years, the friend that you have right now is going to turn against you, and whatever you have done in the last 10 years, he's going to tell everyone. How will I behave now for the next 10 years with my friend? I'll be very, very careful, walking on eggshells. We know that this tongue and the human body is going to turn against us. No one is ours. Only our good deeds are ours. So be very, very careful in the usage of the tongue. Then we made mention that number 4 member of the Security Council is the arkan. It is the different body parts. And we gave as a reference a verse from Surah Yasin, Surah number 36, verse number 65. الْيَوْمَ نَخْتِمُ عَلَىٰ أَفْوَاهِهِمْ وَتُكَلِّمُنَا أَيْدِيهِمْ وَتَشْهَدُ أَرْجُلُهُمْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. That the mouth will be sealed, the hands and the feet will speak. Then I gave another reference that there may be another body part that does not basically fall under the tongue, the hand and the feet, and that is your skin. The skin will be a witness as well. وَقَالُوا لِجُلُودِهِمْ لِمَ شَهِدْتُمْ Surah Fussilat, Surah number 41, verse number 21. The last member that we spoke about from the Security Council is the Malakan. It is the two angels known as Kiram and Katibin. Allah speaks about them explicitly in Surah Infitar, Surah number 82, verse number 10, 11 and 12. Allah Almighty says that they are honorable and they write down everything that we say. As the mercy of Allah Almighty has made the angel on the right shoulder that writes everything that we do that is good, the Amir, and the angel on the left shoulder is the subject, he's the subordinate. And what happens is that before he writes anything down, he has to consult with the angel on the right. And the reason behind that is it gives us the opportunity to make tawbah. So I said one of the easiest formulas to attain very good marks in our book and very good status on the other side is that whenever we have the opportunity to do good, do it, and whenever we slip, immediately stand up and make tawbah. Allah Rabbul Izzah give us tawfiq to do the right thing in this lifetime and honor ourselves as believers and respect what Allah Almighty has given us, so in return on the other side Allah can honor us and give us respect. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الهدى وفانا بحسنه حيانا نور الهدى وفانا